John aka Chicken Fillets here, and on the 29th of May 2025 we had the fantastic Indie JRPG showcase from Taylor at the gaming shelf, Indie Quest, where 40 plus indie JRPGs were shown, and there was a brand new announcement which we are going to focus on today, which is essentially the Indie JRPG Avengers. So before we get cracking on about this indie title, if you like JRPGs, Indie JRPGs, I'm like hearing a wee Scottish guy talk about it, well, please consider subscribing to the channel. Now this game, which was the final game, comes from Critical Games, who gave us 8-Bit Adventures 2, but they're not alone with this. This game is called Infinite Alliance, where heroes and villains from 13 plus indie JRPGs collide in a free crossover game. That's right, you heard me. This is going to be a free game. So let's talk the tale of the tape. Now, there is no release date as such. It is touted for 2026, however. So it's being developed by Critical Games. The publisher is Electric Airship, and there is so many developers on this game. Now, it is focusing on turn-based combat in this game, as we can see from the trailers. It's going to be coming to the likes of Steam, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation, and Xbox. So there is plenty characters from many indie JRPGs. So let's have a look at some of the games which have been featured and will be included, some of the characters as such. So we have Glenn from Chained Echoes, we have the Warrior from 8-Bit Adventures 2, we have Noah from Jack Move, which, by the way, Jack Move is a cracking game. We have Wubis from My Familiar, now that game is coming out shortly and looks fantastic. We have Vera and Aaron from Eternal Remnant. We have Alexandra from Quartet, which is another game coming out shortly. Rio from Shrine's Legacy. Dustin from Kingdoms of the Dump. Shell from For a Vast Future. And Geo from Geo Mythical. Now there's also going to be villains from other titles as well. The likes of Drago from Beloved Rapture, which is a fantastic indie JRPG. We have Montam from Venetura. The Fate Shifter from Ephemeral Tale, I'm sorry if I've mispronounced that, and a brand new original villain, and there's hints that there's going to be more characters coming as well. So the official information which has been released about the game, so let's talk about the bio. So heroes and villains from over a dozen indie JRPGs collide in this story-rich crossover event, featuring characters from Chained Echoes, Quartet, Jack Move, 8-Bit Adventures 2, Beloved Rapture, and many more. Pulled from their homes and stranded on a dead world, a desperate group of champions must face their past, redeem a failed hero, and slay a dark force which threatens all creation. Engage in stylish turn-based battles with a party of 9 unique heroes and encounter familiar friends, foes, and environments reimagined. Infinite Alliance showcases the creative variety of the indie JRPG scene, and they hope you'll discover your next favourite game through this epic free adventure. So for now, what I've essentially done is told you the facts, what we have been told thus far. But I want to give you my full opinions on it, because when I saw the trailer at IndieQuest, which by the way, if you've not seen IndieQuest in full, make sure to go check that out. This took me well by surprise. Now, Taylor had initially said that it was going to be a brand new title coming out, not seen before, and this was it. Now, I was totally taken aback by seeing so many characters that I have actually spoken about on my channel before, because I've covered the likes of 8-Bit Adventures 2. I've talked about Beloved Rapture. I've recently completed Jack Move and also talked about that as well. So essentially seeing all these characters come together is absolutely insane. And the actual logistics of it all is incredible. It also shows you as a content creator just how incredible the indie scene is, the indie JRPG scene, with all these developers working together to promote all their games through a big crossover. The fact as well that this entry will be free, and what they've even popped into the trailer is that they want you to support the games by purchasing each individual title. I do believe that there will be an option to pay for this title via the console editions. There was only a small note with that, so again, grain of salt, I don't know the full information for that yet. It looks fantastic. The combat system is, as I mentioned, is turn-based combat. Now, this essentially reminded me of the 8-Bit Adventures 2 combat system, where you see whose turn it is next. Now, I've got to say, as a fan of 8-Bit Adventures 2, it was fantastic to see the warrior come from an 8-bit form to a 16-bit design. I just thought that was incredible. And if Joshua is listening from Critical Games, I've already said this before, and I'll say it again, 16-bit adventures, please. Now look, this is not the first time where we've seen crossover happens, but on this sheer scale, and especially with it being indie studios, this is incredible, and I think this is going to be an absolute feat when it comes out. The other point is, it's free. I've mentioned right at the start that this game's going to be free, and it has touted that it's going to be a story-rich adventure. Now, knowing how much care and love that each developer puts into these games, and knowing how Critical Games are as a developer, I think we've got a chunky game coming. I mean, I can't confirm anything, but I think this is going to be a big one. Now, if this game is really picking your fancy, please make sure to wishlist this title. I'll make sure to put a wishlist link for Steam in the description down below, and I know that the developers will absolutely appreciate this. So there we have it, Infinite Alliance, which was announced at IndieQuest, the Indie JRPG Avengers. What are your thoughts on this announcement? Let me know in the comments down below. Now, if you like what you're hearing and seeing on this channel, please help me grow it by liking, sharing and subscribing. And if you want to be kept up to date with everything Chicken Fillets, you know what to do. Hit that notification bell. This has been John, aka Chicken Fillets, and until next time, tatty bye.